When your head says, run, go for it, run away, get away. But your inner voice says, remain calm. Which one do you listen to? Several years ago, I was in St. Lucia, hanging with my mum, and I decided that I wanted to go to Trinidad and spend New Year's with a friend. So I flew to Trinidad and I was chilling with my friend, and then we said, okay, what are we going to do New Year's Eve? And she said, well, my friend's having a party at his house. Should we go to it? And I said, yeah, well, why not? I don't know anybody, so I'm just going to follow your lead. We're all dressed up. We're in the car and we pull up to this beautiful house, and it's got very high walls. And there's 3 black SUVs outside the house. And I thought, okay, that's very strange. And some men standing by the SUVs. So I was like, okay. And then we walk into the house and there's about 10, 15 people, and I say hello to everybody. And then I'm seeing that around the compound, there's some other security people. And I was like, my friend, Sharon, what's happening? And then she goes on to explain that there's a high level judge who's attending, and that's his security because, many people have tried to assassinate him. And I took a deep breath. And I said, okay. And it's funny because he was there with his wife and his daughter. And as I sat down, I had my drink and my mind started to just do whatever it did. And I thought, oh my God, what happens if ninjas come on the roof and they try and assassinate him and I'm going to be collateral damage? Because he has security guards with him all the time because people are threatening his life and they have tried to take his life over the years. And I thought, I don't want to be here. So I said, Sharon, how long do we have to stay? She said, Elaine, it's not even midnight. Of course we've got to stay. And I thought, oh my gosh. And everything inside of me was saying, Elaine, go, leave. This is not a really safe place for you to be. And so I went to get a drink to calm my nerves. And as I was by the drink fountain, I was talking to a young lady and I found out it was the judge's daughter. And as we started to speak, and she said, oh yeah, she was only staying for the next 10, 15 minutes. And then she was going to go off to a club. So I said, oh, you go to a club? And she said, yes, but I have to have the bodyguards with me. And then I said, wow, so everywhere you go, you need bodyguards? And she said, yes. And I was like, so what's that like for you? And she stopped and she looked me in the eyes and she said, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. To feel my life could be taken or threatened at any moment is not it's not a place that anybody wants to live. And then we only spent about 15, 20 minutes. We had a conversation about her and her life and what's possible. And just at the end of it, she was a totally different person. I'm not going to, tell you much about what we were talking about because, it's private to her and who knows, she might even watch this video. But I know that in that conversation, I got to make a difference to her. I put my own fears and worries to the side and I listened to her and I asked her some questions for her to ponder about herself and her life and a different way that she could look at her situation that would actually have her grow and not feel like she was contained in a cage. And so we said goodbye. We swapped numbers and we said goodbye. And later on that week, she texted me and sort of said, thank you so much for that conversation. It really made a huge difference to myself and my life and how I'm viewing the current situation I'm in. So as I share that story with you, we all have that voice inside of us that wants us to run, or that in our head to run, but listen to the voice inside of you, because if I'd listened to that head voice, I wouldn't have stayed around and I wouldn't have made a difference to her in her life. So whatever you're going through, remember this. It's not always real. It's full of fear and what if this and what if that. But I want you to trust listening to that inner voice. And one way you can do that is just take a nice deep breath And when you do that, you'll go from here and you'll go into your heart space. And this is your guide. This will show you what you actually need to do. If you ask it the question, if you're coming from your heart space and not your head space that might be surrounded by fear, you'll make a much better decision. And I'm really glad that I listened to my heart and I was there for somebody else. So that's my story of turning my little bit of a mess into a message. So I have a challenge for you because it is presentations. We're focusing on presentations. I'd love you to share a video of how you turned a mess into a message. What is something that you've gone through? And I didn't pick a traumatic story. I didn't pick anything super, super challenging. It was a simple, episodic, story, a moment in my time, a moment in my life where I wanted to run and then I didn't. And what came out of it. So it'll be really great. I really want to encourage you to do a live video or a video of some sort and share it and share a story of how you turned a mess into a message. And I really look forward to watching them. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.